Hey guys, this is Adrian with another release for Avo. So we're releasing 2.21, I think. We have a lot of things to talk about, so let's get into it. Trix ID not unique when used as native. So we showed you a way this week to add nested resources, nested records, and nested fields inside the creation, the new view. So basically, when you create a fish right here, you could add multiple reviews from the create form. So we can add a review and say something, and then we can add another one and another thing. So the bug here was that the ID which that the trix field had was not unique, and because it was not unique, this would just have the same content here and here, so it would just produce some artifacts. So we fixed that whenever you're using the trix field as native, you have this bug fixed. At nested resource example in the dummy app. So let's check this out. So a lot of you guys told us that you wanted to be able to create nested records whenever you create another record. So you create the fish, and the fish might have multiple reviews. Let's check another one. So yeah, multiple reviews, but you wanted to add the reviews whenever you create a fish. Well, this isn't an easy problem to solve, and it might sound easy whenever you're trying to create like your own custom example, but it's quite difficult to abstract away and to cover all of the edge cases. We'll try and do that in Avo 3, but until then, you can use this technique. So there's a recipe you can use, nested records when creating. So we have that on our documentation website. You can experience the demos. You'll have this available inside the main demo app, so you'll be able to add new reviews, and you'll have here all the code that you have to add to have this functionality. But how this looks like is like whenever you have a new fish, you have some reviews, you add a review, something, and then you can choose an option. So this is dynamically, so this will use all of the users that are available to you. So you can use that belongs to association, and another one, and you can use a different user. So let's just give it a name. Okay, fish, and just save. So you have fish and you have another and something. So these two reviews added with different users. So you'll be able to do that. It's a manual process right now. In Avo 3 it will probably be more automatic, but you can add this functionality to your app. So just follow this recipe. So nested records when creating. Coolio. So we added that to the dummy app. Warn developers if they forget to set an attachment key on trix fields. Yes. So this is an edge case that now you'll get an alert whenever you didn't set that attachment key on a trix field. So you get a bad request and we cannot find the attachment association. So this is a nice little addition. Cool. Added some Norwegian translations for pagy. Thank you so much, Terhe, for this. Really appreciate your help. Get correct search results count. So I think you can see that in main. Whenever you search for something, well, we don't have this yet. Before, you'd only see like 8 results here, only the number 8, because there would be just 8 items previewed here, and you wouldn't get like the full number of results that responded to this query. So if I just say AT, so okay, ATQ, so I'm just following this one, so you get less and less results. So basically, you know here in this count how many are available for this query. So this is a cool thing also. Incorrectly cached select field options. Yes, this is a bug we introduced. So whenever you would have a drop-down field, let me just find one really quick. I think we have it on a project. So let's see. If you would use a block to set the fields here, to set the options, that block would get cached, and we don't want that. It would be cached in memory. So we fixed that now. The block is evaluated on each page load. Select all when query can be converted to SQL. So we added this new feature a while back. So we see only 12 projects per page, but there are actually 33 total. Whenever you select one, you have the option to select all 33 matching, right? So all of the records, even if they are not present inside this pagination. We also have this recipe for the REST API integration. So what would happen if you would use this recipe, then Avo would crash actually, because we're using ToSQL here as we're turning that query into SQL, and the REST API doesn't have ToSQL, so we just added something to check if the query responds to an SQL or not. So that's a very good addition if you're using this integration. Cool. Next, resource getting the wrong model. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, so let's say release fish. So inside the release fish action, if you'd use this self-visible block, if you wanted to get the resource and check something, and change the visibility based on that property, this resource would not be the right one, and now it is. It's fixed. Thank you, Paul. Don't set the CSRF token if it's not available. So thank you, Ian, for this addition. So again, this is another edge case. So you can set your application to not include the CSRF token on in the application layout, and that would crash the trix field because it was expecting it. But now we're doing a check to see if it's present, and if it is, we'll attach it. If it's not, we won't. So you'll be able to use that without one. Time fields without relative don't cast the time. Yes, another nasty bug with the datetime. So what happens was relative, let me check relative and see where cursor is. Yeah, so you probably know by now that Avo casts the time in the browser's local format. If you would set a specific time zone and whatever, said Romania or whatever, if you set a specific time zone, this would not be taken into account unless you would pass it the relative option. And now we made it so it will work without it, right? So it knows about that. So that's a bug fixed. Association policy has the wrong record. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see if this is the big one. 1459. Okay, yeah. So this is a two-part bug, and I will touch on it. We'll talk about it when we get to this one. So don't worry. Card missing current user. Yep. So I think Angel told us about this. Yes. So inside the card, where is it? So let's say metric card. Inside a card, if you wanted to use this, actually it's not this one. Example metric. Yep. If you wanted to use the current user, that wouldn't be available inside the query. Now it is. So now that's fixed. We had some translations missing. These are, so the translation situation is improving every day. So we had some things on the pagination, I think. Yep. So pagination and filtering. So now those are better. Flash messages. Let's see what this is all about. Okay. Yep. We introduced a different bug. So you would basically have some validations that would be duplicated, and they would end up with these nasty square parentheses. But now they are fixed. You'll just get proper messages, nice and pretty. And now we get to the exposed parent record in association policy methods. Yes, perfect. So this was a bug we discovered like 2 times in this release. So what happens is, you probably know that whenever we're doing authorization by default with Pundit, you can use whatever other authorization framework. But we have these things. Let me just close these. team. So a team has many team members, right, which are users, and the team resource has them. So team members, where is it? Yeah, so field team member has many. So we are using the team policy to do authorization on the team, but also on the team members, right? So you can toggle if you want to see the team members here or control certain things. So for example, if you don't want to allow a certain user to attach a team member, you just go to attach team members and you set it to false. Now when we refresh the page, we have that attach button disappearing. So you can do the same thing for act. So we'll hide the actions and maybe on the create button as well. So now we can hide these buttons inside the association. So I'm going down here, team members, so we don't have those buttons anymore. But you can do even more. You can even customize the authorization on the row level. So you can go on the show team members and hit false or destroy. And now when we refresh, we can see that the show and the delete buttons, they are gone. So you can do the same with edit and detach. All right, so this is cool. But what happened was, what if you want to, let's change everything back. And for a show team member, you want to say, okay, the record, the ID is odd. This is an odd rule, but this is what you want. This is the business logic. So if the ID is odd, you don't want to have the ability to show the team member, right? So you see the buttons for odd ones, they are disappeared, and for even ones, it's available, right? So the bug was that inside this block, this method here, instead of getting the record, instead of being the user instance, it would actually be the team instance, right? So you'd actually get the parent record. So you wouldn't be able to do this, to do row level customization, because you don't know if this is the record with ID 48 or 49 or whatever. You would only get like the record team that has ID 4. So this was one part of the fix. Right now the record is properly scoped to the record at the row level. Cool. And then the second thing we figured out was that, okay, but for the attach, for the actions, and for create, we don't have a row level record. So we don't know, we don't have an exact user we want to attach. We just want to say, hey, do you want to have the ability to attach a team member? And you can say like yes or no. You get the current logged in user, but you don't get any record, anything else, because it's not tied to a record, to a user record. But what we do is we expose the parent record, the team. So basically inside the attach, act on, and create, and I'm going to show you on the attach, where is it, attach, we get the record, the team, the actual team, the team with ID 4. So we'll see inside the logs, attach team members. So attach, over here, attach, and you get an instance of team. So basically you have more control, and you can control whether you're going to display the actions or the create or the attach buttons based on the parent record here. And if it's a row level record, so like this, you have access to this record right now. Cool. So this was a two-part bug. We fixed it with these two PRs, and yeah, I think it's so much cleaner now, and we can properly like scope out everything we need. Coolio. Let's get to the features. We said we are in a feature freeze period, so we won't add anything new, but we did. So again, add disabled option and callable action messages. So this one, callable action message, is actually, let's say, release fish. We're going to go into this action, and now the message here, which before was a simple string, right? Are you sure you want to release this fish? Now it's actually a block. right? And you have access to the record, to the current user and whatever, and you can customize this message. So if we go into the fishes, and we select one, release fish, and okay, yeah, this will work only if you're inside this this fish. And let's get another one. Let's get a trout. So release fish. Are you sure you want to release the trout? Yes, and you can customize this message. Okay, so the last one, add disable option. So in the past, what we had was field options, read only. So I have this read only option. I'm going to go to the fish resource and just copy this and make it read only true. So what would this produce whenever we would edit a field? We would have this disabled field because it's read only. And before 2.17, what would happen when I would save this? This would have been sent to the server and that would be added to that model. So basically, somebody could come in here and say disabled and just clear this out and say something bad, right? And hit save, and that would be added to the record, right? Since 2.17, 2.14, we made the read only. Actually, it's okay. Maybe it's not 2.14, it's 2.17 or whatever. We made it so that when a field is read only, it's not only disabled, but it's not actually being sent to the server. So again, I'm going to do the same thing. So disabled. I'm going to close this one, network, and just say fish new. And when I hit save, you'll see that the fish new, actually it is being sent, but it's not written to the model. So this is a security measure. Whenever you hit it with read only, it will not override that record. But what we figured out and what users came with feedback was that sometimes you just need it to be disabled, but you want to actually send it to the model because otherwise it will hit some validation issues. So basically, you do want that to be added to the model. So we added this disabled option. So now on the UI, it looks the same. It's as disabled, but it will be sent to the server and added to that model. So basically, I could do this and just say fish new, and now I hit save, and it is added to the model. So it will pass those validation rules. So now you'll see in the docs, you'll have read only, we have disabled, and you know what the difference is between those two. Cool. Yep. So don't forget to check out the upgrade guide. We don't have any inserted breaking changes, but from that bug that I told you about, the association policies, you might want to have a look there because you might have used that record being the parent record and not the actual row level record. So have a look at our upgrade guide and check your policies, and if you're using any attach or create or show and associations, just check them out and make sure everything works as it is. In our Avo 3 department, everything goes very, very well. We started cleaning some of the craft out and making it even sturdier and working on internals. So we have a new execution contest, which is way smarter. We have transformed a lot of things from strings to blocks, and you can further customize some other things in your UI. We've been talking to some customers about injecting things like here, like adding partials and custom things. So if you have any ideas, just please send them our way. We'd love to hear them. So we have this discussion page about Avo 3, feedback and ideas. So please send them our way because we definitely would like to hear what you need. Again, check out Short Ruby. I've been talking to Luciana's today, so he has some nice plans for this. So you better like subscribe and check it out. You'll find out a lot of things. Like Jason asked a very nice question, and there's a nice thread about this. What are you unhappy? What things that make you unhappy about your own code? You'll see something from Shopify, how they serve like 76 million requests per minute. So that's amazing. Rails doesn't scale, as they say, and a lot of other cool things. So short Ruby newsletter, go check it out. I know Yaroslav posted something. Yes, inline editing. So this is amazing. I'm probably going to use this to add to Avo. So I know people want to have like inline editing capabilities powered by Hotwire. So this is amazing. So go check it out and see how it's being done. Yep, so that's about it for this week. We're focusing a lot on Avo 3 and trying to make this an amazing product for you to use that will help you ship apps faster. Share. In the meantime, share Avo with your peers. Send us your feedback, as we love it. And stay cool. Thank you.